Okay, I think we're live. Yeah. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships, and I'm your host Az. I hope you're all doing well. We are here with another weekly live stream, another Friday, another live stream, and as always, I'm here joined by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How's it going?
Hi, Anas. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you very much. So everyone, um, again, hi, welcome to our live stream. If you're new here, we do these live streams every Friday. It's basically a Q&A live stream, but we also talk about specific scholarships that are currently open for application, that are available for. Hi there, Roy. Of course, as always, you're here as well. Today we'll see. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our platform, our YouTube channel. Hi there. Why I'm so dumb. Hi, it's great to see you. Also we're gonna talk about a scholarship in South Korea that is full tuition scholarship. If you do not know, I started making polls every Monday about like what kind of scholarship you're most interested in among the ones that are available right now. For example, for this week we had like a full funding scholarship in China, a full tuition scholarship in United States, and a full tuition scholarship in South Korea. And you've very clearly chosen full tuition scholarship in South Korea. So today we're going to see that. Actually, there are two of those. Uh, Actually, there are four of those, but for two of them, the application deadline is May 30, so I'm not sure if you could make it. But the other two, we're gonna save one of them. Maybe we'll see the other one as well. So if you're new here, we are Global Scholarships. Basically, we're a platform that like share a ton of information about scholarships, about studying abroad in general. This is our website. It's a completely free website, globalscholarships.com. As you can see, we have a lot of guides about scholarships, guides about countries, studying in countries, and like different features, like different aspects of studying in a country, like cheap and free universities. We also make videos of these. Obviously, you can check our YouTube channel. We also started making more tutorials, by the way, like application tutorials for universities. So yeah, you can check any one of these out. Let me share the link with you actually. Here we go. That's our website. Check it out. It's a great website. Um, so yeah, we also have guides about like tests and documents. For example, one of the scholarships that are open right now in South Korea, full tuition. Uh, it's a scholarship that gives tuition discount based on your topic score. I have some doubts. Can you please clarify? Yeah, of course. So if you have like a specific question, the more detailed the question, better we can help you. Whatever it is, you can just feel free to ask. So, for example, we have topic, which is test of proficiency in Korean. Basically you go like just like you take TOEFL or IELTS in English. For Korean, you take this test, and based on your level, a lot of universities in South Korea will give you a certain levels of tuition discount. So if you get like, for example, highest level like level 6, there are more than a couple of universities that will give you free tuition. So yeah, you can see here as well. Anyway, so we have a lot of guides. Other than that, we have, as you can see, a search tool. This is a great tool. I use it all the time for finding scholarships that are like available, to obviously to make content. Basically, what you can do is, as you can see, you can type in a country, type in a university or a program or something like that. Let's say you want to study in Germany. You can type in Germany and click here. And long story short, we have a database. Actually, let me reset filters. So yeah, in our database, we have like 4,500 scholarships. These are scholarships that are given by the university to newcoming students. Uh, so newcoming international students, by the way, all of these are available for foreign students. So there are other scholarships as well, scholarships given by like not universities. external institutions. There are scholarships given by universities to already enrolled students. Those are not here. Some scholarships are just available for domestic students. Those are also not included here. These are scholarships that you can apply to if you are an international student. So we have filters. Um, by the way, let me show you what a scholarship page looks like. So let's say this scholarship you're interested in: graduate university fellowships, University of Delaware. It's full funding. You can click on the name, and then like the page will give you a brief summary, like level of study, institution, nationalities, and eligible subjects. Usually, universities don't really care about the nationality or the subject. If the university offers that subject, usually you can apply to the scholarship with that. Admission deadline, obviously, very important. And then what it covers. So this one covers full tuition fees, stipends for the duration of the scholarship, and reduced cost in the university's health insurance plan. Of course, master's and PhD students can apply for more like comprehensive scholarships, whereas the best country to work and study. So I'm guessing you mean like a part-time job, or like working outside the university. I mean, what would you say? Like there are different countries have different like opinions and different approaches to international students working on part-time jobs. Like, what do you think is the best country for that?
Um, yeah, I don't think there's a specific uh good country for that.
Hmm.
As you mentioned, there are regulations that are very
Yeah,
strict in most countries when it comes to work hours for international students. So you most of the time, if not always, be limited to those hours. And sometimes work is just on campus, so you can just work within the university, not outside the university. And some other times you can work outside, but the number of hours you can work are very limited to the point where it's insignificant and uh, it wouldn't really help you cover anything other uh, other than just the basic stuff there. They want you to rely on your own funds to study
yeah.
uh, in the country. Uh, Between Australia or Canada, I would imagine it's Australia, just given the shift in Canada's policy towards international students as of recent times.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so there are a lot of restrictions in Canada right now for international students that weren't before. I think the quotas are far, far less than they were uh, prior to 2023, 2022. So I think that there is a shift there. I think mainly because of the housing crisis, and then uh, there are a lot of issues that emerged after that. So I would say that Australia is better in that department, but it's not much better
Yeah,
because there was a shift there as well. Uh, yeah, so between these two countries were probably among our top recommendations, I would say a couple of years ago, but they're not anymore.
hmm.
Uh, yeah, so the conditions are not really great for international students uh, in both Canada or Australia. So these are countries I wouldn't really consider applying to. Although,
So also, sorry, hang on.
Mhm.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. Also, kind of depends, Boltev, to your specific situation, like your citizenship. For example, if you are a EU EA citizen, that like it's completely different in Europe. For example, in Germany, it is much easier for you to study and work in a part-time job. But if you're not from EU or EEA, then there are restrictions as well. So it kind of also depends on your specific situation. And I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about the opportunities to study and work in Italy as well. Do you think, Eamon, it would be a bit easier perhaps to get such an opportunity in Europe compared to those other two countries that we mentioned? What would be your idea on that, opinion on that?
Definitely, definitely. I think most European countries uh, are much better than both Australia and Canada in terms of international student support, in terms of
Hmm.
just ki- the conditions overall. Italy, for example, is just the industry that is really important to Italy is tourism, and international students are a very important part of that. Working at restaurants or hotels, they need people, young people, working in those establishments, and therefore there are way more work opportunities there. And yeah, I mean, I read a comment that says I would go for Canada because of the language, but it would be the same as Australia in this case. But I'm not sure if they mean
Yeah, I
in
mean,
comparison to Italy.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's what I
Italy,
thought.
you definitely need Italian. So
Hmm.
English is good, and they need English speaking people. But having Italian as well would be a great plus, and you would find way more jobs or job opportunities if you spoke both languages. So this is probably the double edge of being in Europe. So if you go to France or Spain or Italy, you need to, or Germany, I mean, any country, you need to speak that language on top of English to
Hmm.
actually be able to uh, have a good shot at getting jobs. Most of the time, English is good, but it's not good enough for a lot of the jobs that international students can do.
Yeah, you said double-edged in the sense that like you have to have that, but also like if you know both like the local language and English, it gives you a lot of opportunities in the country, right? In that sense, right? You mean
I
that's what
mean,
you meant?
I mean, double edged in the sense that there are work opportunities, so the conditions are really good, but the other part of this is that in order
Mm,
to get
I
access to
see.
these opportunities, you need to speak the language. So the
Okay.
conditions are good, but they're locked behind some.
But it's that's something that you have a lot of control on, I believe. Like apparent, especially if you're planning ahead for like a couple of years, because like you can apply to a scholarship in Australia or in Canada, right? And then go and try to find a job, and like whether you'll get it or not, like there are a lot of what would you say, unknowns in there, but you can pretty confidently know that if you study very hard on study Italian, for example, very hard, or German, you can confidently say that in 2 years' time you'll have a very good grasp. Like that's something you can control more, I would say, than like going and trying to find jobs or trying to find scholarships too. I think, and that also goes for South Korea as well. Like one of the scholarships that we're gonna see today, basically, if you can say that if I study very hard for 2 years, I can get like confidently say that I'll get maybe like a topic level 6. So yeah, makes sense as okay. I would go for Canada because of the language. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why English-speaking countries' tuition fees are crazily high. Could be also the fact that like a lot of those countries have been. Um, I mean, I'm not sure if that would be a lot. That would be very smart to say that because it's also very high for their own students as well. So I think a lot of people do accept those very high tuition fees going to those countries to study abroad, because usually those are the countries that you know that you'll get a very like prestigious um, degree, and like the countries are very famous. So yeah, because there are lots of job opportunities in Australia with high salary. Yeah, but also housing is kind of nightmarish in Australia as well. Anyone, do you want to say anything about that? Like that comment saying, I think maybe that's one of the reasons why English-speaking countries' tuition fees are crazily high. I think that they said that while we were talking about uh, how there are a lot of job opportunities in like your countries in Europe, but there's also the fact that you have to learn the local language. Meanwhile, you can go to Canada knowing just or Australia just knowing English. What would you say about that? Do you want to say
Yeah,
anything?
I think you brought up a good point. In most of these countries, education is way more. Uh, it's not just about education. It's about prestige. It's about the big universities, and then there's a trend that all the universities follow. Um, so the tuition does not really reflect anything uh, when it comes to uh, uh, I don't see a correlation with the language in general, but I just
Hmm.
see that it's a trend in the country. So regardless of whether you speak English and you don't need to speak another language, education
Yeah.
is, as you said, expensive anyway to everyone, not only to international
Mhm.
students, but everyone in the country. So for countries like the United States, I don't see uh how language can be a factor, but yeah, so being in big cities, uh it's just capitalism in general. Is that
Mhm.
that's all what it's all about. It's just capitalism. Everything
Yeah.
costs, and education costs a lot because you get a degree that potentially helps you make money. So it's basically all investment, and that investment will uh, uh, probably lead to generating more money for yourself. So that's how they see it. It's not really
Yeah.
about uh, being able to speak English.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing as well, like the way they see higher education too. Famous cities and countries are expensive. Yeah, that is very true. And it also really kind of plays in like in certain countries as well. For example, like in a country like South Korea, Japan, or United States, there will be a lot of places that are very expensive. Uh, like for example, Seoul in Korea, Tokyo in Japan, and if you're in the United States, like if California or like East Coast, New York, and that area is extremely expensive. But if you go out of the most like the most famous places, famous cities, a bit, or for example in Europe too, then like your living expenses and the prices will go down drastically. In Europe, that kind of also exists in terms of there are a lot of touristic places in Italy, for example. Like there is the fact that, for example, if you want to study in Venice, if you get like if you decide to live on a more touristic place, like in the city center, your rent will be like 800 euros, 900 euros. Whereas if you live kind of like close to the city, it could be about 400 euros or something like that. Yeah, it can change quite a lot within the countries and cities as well, is the point I was trying to make. So, yeah, okay. I don't think, yeah, I just graduated from high school this year and scored 3.2 GPA. I'm looking to study bachelor's abroad in business administration or economics with fully funded scholarship with monthly stipend. So I shared the link with you for our search tool. You can use that to find scholarships for yourself. Let me show you how. Basically, you can filter by, let's say, if you have a country in mind, you didn't mention. Um, let's say for bachelors, let's say you want full funding scholarships. If you do not know, full funding means it covers the tuition fees and then gives you something more. And they specified they're interested in a scholarship that gives monthly stipend. I would say your best bet might be Chinese universities with that one. I'm not sure about their education in business administration or economics, but they have some universities with great education, especially in physics and more, what would you say, natural sciences. And they do have very good scholarships as well, very generous scholarships. So you might want to look into that. But also there are some in the United States. I don't think they're open right now. A lot of them. So yeah, you can filter here. You can choose the subject, business. Hang on, I don't think we have that. Do we? Nope. I mean, you can choose business right now, right here, I guess. So yeah. Other than that, Eamon, do you have any insights that you want to share? They are just graduated from high school, scored 3.2 GPA, looking for business administration or economics with fully funded scholarship with monthly stipend.
Yeah, I think uh for especially for bachelors, you want to go for automatic scholarships, which are scholarships that come with admission. So there are a lot of universities that offer those based on your GPA, and I think that uh, there are universities that offer automatic scholarships for students with a 3.0 GPA.
Mhm.
Um, so you might want to look into those. Just look for automatic scholarships, and uh, I think we have an article about that, and but it's not really exhaustive. There are way too many for us to cover them in one article.
Mhm.
So you just might want to check individual institutions. And these are scholarships you don't even have to apply for. You just have to apply to the university,
Yeah.
and if you're admitted, you get the scholarship. Admittedly, they're not really all fully funded. Sometimes they cover full tuition, sometimes it's a stipend, sometimes it's a one-time award. Uh, but I believe that there are a few fully funded. Uh, Sometimes the fully funded ones require more than just your GPA. So it would be your GPA plus a standardized exam score. So it would be the SAT or the ACT plus your GPA in order to get more perks. So they're all merit based. And I've seen a university that even, I mean, I'm talking mainly about the United States here, that offers a scholarship based on your language exam. So your standardized language exam, be it the IELTS or the TOEFL, you would get a scholarship for that as well. So if you have a good GPA or the required GPA plus the required SAT, ACT exam score, you have a good shot at getting a fully funded scholarship.
Okay, thank you very much. By the way, guys, as I said, for example, in the United States, when you leave like both coasts and you like go more into like the middle side of the United States, uh, living expenses really go down very fast. Like it might be more than $1,000, 1,500 to $2,000 you need to live in, for example, in New York or like Los Angeles. Meanwhile, in Arkansas or Oklahoma or Tennessee, it might be like $800, $900 or something like that. UCL has fully funded for bachelor, very rare from, yeah. UK universities do not really have a lot of tuition, a lot of full funding and full tuition scholarships. But that is, hang on, let me see. It's not open right now, though, right? University College London. I mean, most, for example, you can see that there are like 13 scholarships in this university, but most of them are like either partial. UK has a lot of scholarships, like sanctuary scholarships or scholarships for displaced people. So we also made a tutorial for this university as well. As you can see, tuitions are very high. I think it's just like Anglo-Saxon culture, the way they see their education, higher education. Yeah, I think you're talking about this one. It's full funding. Um, it's not open right now. 100% of tuition fees, living stipend, fixed allowance for additional costs for 10 recipients for duration of the course, 100% reduction in tuition fees. Yeah. So it is very rare, and of course it is very competitive. The Australian universities have full tuition or monthly stipend. Yeah, last April. I think we've made a number of videos about those. We only started making videos like these a couple of weeks ago, like maybe more than a month. But yeah, at this moment there are not that many scholarships that are open for application. So Australian universities, we can just check it. Australia, right? Let's choose the country. Full tuition or yeah, there are a lot of scholarships in Australian countries, full tuition or full funding, but they're very competitive. So let's choose, for example, let's see full tuition for bachelors, right? Seven of them, and none of them are open right now for application. Wait, is this? Yeah, Monash is open. Huh? It is? Huh? I didn't realize that. An award covering 100% tuition fee and invitation to apply for a place in the leadership program Monash Mines for first year students. I think we also made a tutorial for this. No, hang on. Let me see. I think I made a tutorial for this university's application. No, I don't think so. Yeah. For example, this is a scholarship that is currently open for application. Sanctuary has a lot of provided by the schools in the yes, a lot of refugee scholarships, a lot of sanctuary scholarships in United Kingdom. But other than that, it's not. It's very much desired as a place to study, but it is very expensive in terms of both education and living. Can you tell eligibility requirements for these scholarships? So for this one, for example, high achieving individuals. You know what? First, I'm gonna share with you the link. So this is just for full tuition. You can also filter for full funding. There are just three of them. Australia Awards. Is this government scholarship? Yeah. You can also look at this. This is their government scholarship. Only eligible nationalities are these, and these are the institutions. Admittedly, I don't have a ton of information about Australian government scholarships. This is also past deadline. As of this moment, this is a very generous scholarship, obviously. As of this moment, I think only this one is open for application. High achieving individuals with the capability of serving as ambassadors for Monash, those who intend to enroll full time, those who meet the required academic achievements. You can watch the video here. If you have any questions, you can leave them here. He only answers all of them. He's the founder of Global Scholarships. And so, yeah, eligibility, international students. Not eligible if you are any one of these selection criteria. Hang on, what is the application procedure? There's no separate application. Oh, okay. You only apply to the university. So I'm gonna share this link with you. Hang on. So we don't see any deadlines here. Let me see about the university deadlines. Okay, so I guess like applications can be open for all year for different programs. Can you tell eligibility requirements for these scholarships? Yeah, you can click on the link to see specifically. There aren't that many the eligibility criteria for this. I mean, you just have to apply for the university anyway. So kind of like that. This is what Eamon meant when he said automatic scholarships. It's just you apply for the university, and that's it. Uh, are you guys still continue with the $3,000 scholarships? I think so. I don't have a lot of information on that, but let me see. So, uh, wait, hang on. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. So we have an external scholarship, $3,000 scholarship to one international student. So if you want information, you can just check out this link. I'm going to share another link. I don't want to share too many links in the chat, but yeah, there it is. So I think that's the only one that I can find right now. Uh, hang on. Who was it to ask for that? So yeah, Australia. Yeah, Voltaire, Voltaire. Yeah. So this is the only one I can find right now open for application. Eamon, do you have anything do you want to say about this, like Australian universities full tuition or monthly stipend, or maybe you want to add anything about the other comments, like the $3,000 scholarship, um, or we talked about sanctioned scholarship in United Kingdom. Anything you want to chime in?
So yeah, for Australia, if you want more information on the Australia Award scholarships, you might want to check our scholarship recipient stories. There are a lot of them
Mm.
who received the Australia Award scholarships, and uh, their accounts are very detailed when it comes to the scholarship. They tell you all about it, what they did to get it. There are different degrees they pursued. I mean, I think it's only offered to graduate students. Is it? I'm not sure.
Wait, hang on.
But uh,
It's bachelor
it's
too. Year.
oh, so it's both. Yeah, but most of the recipients we get
Yeah.
the master's one. These scholarships are uh typically like the biggest quotas are given to graduate students.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so if you want to learn more, uh, check their stories. They studied in different universities as well. So you might really benefit from their experience, and most of them are really welcoming to other people reaching out to them. They leave their contact information for other students who probably want more information than there is in the article itself. So yeah, feel free to do that as well. Um, yeah, concerning our scholarships, the $3,000 scholarships, Global Scholarship, it is still open until May 31st, so I think it will close within a week.
So someone also asked, will we get notified even if we don't get the scholarship?
Um, oh, oh, you mean, I don't think you will, but you will see the people who got it on the website. So we will announce the people who got it. I think it's just one person this time. Last time it was three people, but this time is one
Mhm.
person. So we will announce the winner on the website, and then automatically you would know that
Yeah.
you weren't chosen if you weren't, and if you were, you would also. Well, we would contact the winner for sure, but there are a lot of applications, and I don't really think there's a point in contacting everyone if we announce the winner. So, and there's only one.
Okay, thank you very much. By the way, yeah, I didn't get to the scholarship recipient. Basically, if you go to our website right now, we have a section called scholarship stories. Basically, these are the stories of people who have earned very popular scholarships. You can see them here, for example. These are just some examples. There are more. You can click here and see all the stories. And hang on, there's gonna a filter. Yeah, you can filter here by country, by degree, funding. I mean, I don't think there are any partial funding scholarships here. You can click on any one of them. You know what? Let's say, for example, Australia. Let's say Canada, right? Today we talked about Canada as well. For example, these are people who got different scholarships in Canada. Drexel University, fully funded, Erasmus Mundus. Um, let's see, yeah, training scholarships, yeah, different universities as well. And you can click on any one of them to hear about their story in detail. And again, usually they also have contact information. How to apply in more than one universities in Kazakhstan government scholarship, because they say passport already exists. I have no information. Thank you very much, Donut Boy. If there are any other questions that you want to ask, we'll do our best to help, best to answer them for you. Alia Jabin, I don't have any information about Kazakhstan government scholarships. Ayman, do you?
I'm not sure if I understand the question in the first place. What do you mean by because they say passport already exists? Oh, so you mean when you try to apply to a second university, you get this as it tells you that you've already applied and that your passport already exists. I mean, this is the only thing that makes sense to me right now.
Yeah,
But
maybe
I
like
actually, mhm.
no, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's maybe something like you are trying to create two accounts with the same like passport number or something like that. I guess that's that kind of mistake. That's also what I got from that question. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I am really not familiar with the scholarship. It's not a
Yeah.
scholarship that a lot of people apply to or ask about. Uh, so I don't have any general information on this, but it just seems to be an issue with the platform rather than a question about the scholarship itself. So if it's an issue with the platform and you cannot apply to multiple universities, you might just want to contact contact them and they will probably fix your issue.
Okay. Thank you very much, Eamon.
Yep.
So let's talk about today's scholarship of the day. Um, so for that, the scholarship we're gonna see is in Sancheon National University in South Korea. You can just Google that, or for this goes for any university actually. You can just type in the university's name and then type in globalscholarships.com, uh, and then you'll be faced with our pages. As you can see, this is our page for this university. It's Suncheon in South Korea, not in Seoul, for example. That's one thing that we talked about today, which means it's in the southern section. It means it's way more affordable than Seoul. As you can see, not a very large university, and has six different scholarships, and one of them is actually really good. A full funding scholarship, but it's for graduates. Power scholarships. I think we made a video about this one as well. Today we're going to talk about undergraduate scholarship of this university. But before that, a little bit about the university. As you can see, we have like the deadlines, admission pages here. It's open for application right now, and the tuition fee is about like 4 to 5 million South Korean wons, which means which is about like $3,000 to $4,000, right? And if you want to see where the university is and what it looks like, let's go and do that. So yeah, this is where the university is. Again, as I said, not in Seoul, but in the southern section, southern part of South Korea. This is what the university looks like. So yeah, if you want this, yeah, like apparently you're more interested in full tuition scholarships in South Korea. So this might be. It's not like one of the greatest universities in South Korea, but it's also not in Seoul, so it is way more affordable. I tried to find an estimation for living costs. I couldn't. I would say probably a little less than what you would get in Seoul. So yeah, this is the university. You can get more information about other scholarships here. Of course, there are external scholarships like Global Career Scholarship and our scholarship. You can leave your comments here. Again, he only answers every single question in our leave a comment section. But other than that, this is it about the university. You can just click here to go and see about this specific scholarship. This is for bachelors. Again, it is full tuition. There are no specific nationalities. There are no specific subjects. Every subject in this university will do. You have to apply until June 30. You don't have to apply for the scholarship. You can just apply for the university, and that's it. It's an automatic scholarship. If you get it, you get it. So again, what it covers is 100% of tuition fee. It's a pretty straightforward scholarship in the sense that there aren't that many details. You apply to the university. If they like your application, you're admitted, and then you might get the full tuition as well. There are no eligibility criteria, just need to be an international bachelor student or applicant of this university. Um, yeah, again, no application. We've made a video before about this one. Again, you can leave your questions here. And from the university's page, there's not that much information, if I'm being honest. Basically, if you're new, you can, like, there are other scholarships as well. You can get here, like, full tuition. And after you're enrolled, again, as I said, the universities also have different scholarships for enrolled students, students who are already in that university. Basically, it kind of depends on your GPA. It doesn't really give much information about this, what it means, like full tuition fees one, full tuition fees two. I'm not sure I understand that. But yeah, it kind of depends on your GPA. And if your GPA is high, you'll keep the full tuition scholarship and you don't have to pay about $4,000 every year. And then for graduates, you have these, basically. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this? It's kind of straightforward, but I also didn't really understand this part, like full tuition fees one and two. They didn't really specify what that means in any other place. By the way, you can also get information about housing here. They had a section about that, like how much it costs, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm sorry, Eamon, go ahead.
Yeah, I really don't know. It's not clear anywhere what tuition fees. Um, I really, yeah, I thought it was semester one and two, but it wouldn't make sense. Um, yeah, there is no specification anywhere on the page as to what tuition one and two means. Uh, but yeah, as you said, it's a really straightforward scholarship. You just need to apply to the university uh, with a good GPA, and you could get a full tuition scholarship. Um, and if you have a lower GPA, then you get uh, half tuition. And
Hmm.
I'm not sure why the GPA of 2.5 or higher would be full tuition, but 3.0
Right?
or higher would be uh half of tuition.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
thought maybe like full tuition 2 is in some way better than full tuition fee 1, but then at GPA 4 they say full tuition 1 and 2.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm kind of lost.
That is actually, yeah, I'll have to look into that probably on the Korean
Mhm.
website because maybe they specify that there, but it's it will be quite the task because it doesn't take you to the page directly and you have to look for it
Mhm.
manually. I might do that and we could probably talk about it next stream, I guess, at the beginning.
Mhm.
Because I'm really curious right now. I want to know what this means.
Okay. Uh, Anything else you want to add about the scholarship? Again, it's pretty straightforward, not much to say really.
Yeah, it's really straightforward. The only confusing part is that so the rest you just have to apply to the university with a
Mhm.
good GPA, and as far as we can tell, the higher your GPA, the better the reward. We don't know what the reward is exactly,
Yeah.
but if you have a GPA of 2.5 or higher, uh, you have a chance of getting a scholarship that covers at least half of your tuition.
Yeah. And we can, I guess, confidently say that there is a full tuition scholarship in the horizon somewhere if your GPA is high. Anyway, that was that scholarship. So I try to continue. It says, "Sir, I'm from India. Suggest me some fully funded. I got a 86.6 in my class 12, and I have only MOI. So in like for in general, I try to continue. If you can be a bit more specific about what you are interested in, can you give us a bit more detail? We might be better able to help you. But also, you can see our search tool for that. It would be very helpful. Actually, let me share the link. A lot of scholarships do not really again care about the nationality. There are some scholarships that are specifically offered to certain nations. I think there are some scholarships that are specifically offered to Indians, people from India, or I think there are some scholarships. Hang on, was it UCL? That scholarship, I think. So, hang on. So there are some scholarships that have additional quotas for people from India. Hang on, was this one of them? USL Global. No, let me check the. No, no, I don't think. Yeah, yeah. For example, three scholarships covering full tuition fees specifically for students from India. So yeah, normally scholarships don't really care about nationality, but there are some that are specifically for specific nations. You can see those by choosing your nationality, India, here, right? Um, so let me see. For example, these ones. Yeah, okay. So it will first give you the scholarships that specifically mention people from India, like Indian nationality. But after that, it's gonna give you scholarships that are just for every nation. That doesn't matter. So the first ones you'll see are either for like specific nationalities that includes India. Um, so yeah, let me share the link with you. Hang on. Actually, let me filter for full funding. So there are about 361 scholarships. So for example, UM Global Studies Scholarship. Does this specific? Yeah, I think this was from South. Yeah. For example, this one. Of course, it's past deadline, so you can look into this as well. You said bachelor, right? Okay. I'll also filter for that one. So yeah, about 141, uh, including this. So I'm gonna share this link with you. You can filter further if you're interested in specific things. For example, specific locations, specific subjects, or if you're looking for one that is open right now, yeah, there are five, but again, two of them are sanctuary, two of them are in China. There's one in Hong Kong that you can apply to that is for all nationalities. We very recently made a video for this as well in a live stream. It's a really good scholarship, of course. It covers tuition fees, accommodation, living stipend, and enrichment scholarship. So you might want to check it out. So yeah. Other than that, Eamon, do you want to say anything? It's not a very specific question. Like general, suggest me fully funded scholarships. Maybe you have an idea, like you have an insight to give up based on their credentials, like their grades and etc.
I think the same advice I gave earlier about automatic scholarships that applies to all students who want to apply for bachelor's scholarships. The other route to take is to go for government scholarships. We have seen a few today, like the Australia War Scholarship, for example. Most government scholarships are uh, or target international students, but for example, the Global Korea scholarships and the MEC scholarships, Australia Awards, the New Zealand government scholarships, are all scholarships that are offered to both bachelor's and international students. They have quotas in different countries, so different countries
Mm-hmm.
get a different number of scholarships. So it is competitive, but you would have also this edge of uh, competing with people within your own countries
Mm-hmm.
or within your own country for seats rather than globally. So it limits the competition. It would still be competitive, but it would still be good to go for. So I would say either go for automatic scholarships in countries that offer them, or go for uh, governmental scholarships. And I named a few. I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
that there are more. Yeah. So you have uh, the article
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah, I
we
shared the
have a
link.
lot of scholarships.
Hi, I'm zoology graduate with 72.96 percentage NILTS 6. Um, hi, well 10, first of all. Um, is that the question? So, okay, I think that's good enough details for your situation, but also like if you can give us a bit detail about what you want to do. Like for example, do you want to study zoology as a graduate in any country that you could find scholarships in? Is that the case? Uh, so that maybe we can give you a better idea. Again, like when it comes to specific subject, if you want to search for scholarships, especially in our search tool, what we're gonna have to do is you can choose zoology, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's not here. Huh. I thought it would be here. It is not. So basically, what you're gonna need to do is choose all subjects, which is already the default setting. But when you, first of all, let's choose, for example, masters. Maybe you're interested in full funding, right? And then if you have a location in mind, you can filter for that. But what we're gonna have to do is, if you're interested in a specific scholarship, you're gonna have to go and see that university. This is the university, for example, National University of Singapore, right? Then click on their admission and see if the university offers that program for that, like graduate or like masters, right? You can see here, for example, admissions outcome. These are applicant groups, programs. We have international qualifications here. Um, of course, it changes based on the university application guides, simple forms. Yeah, program prerequisites, for example, you can see it here. Undergraduate programs, of course, but hang on, you should be looking at graduate programs. Anyway, you get the idea. So you have to make sure that, because if a scholarship says in our website, that is, it says all subjects offered at Sunshine National University. It means that if the university does offer zoology as a program, you can apply to the scholarship with zoology. So you still didn't really clarify if you're interested in pursuing the same subject as a graduate student. So I think we're gonna assume that. Ayman, do you have uh, any opinions on this, based on their like program, perhaps their grades and their LTO score?
Yeah, so I would give them the same advice. What you need to do is shortlist your options. You need to choose a country that you want to study in. Then just research a bunch of universities, then shortlist those universities, then limit them to the ones that offer the program you're looking for. And then from there, see which ones offer scholarships for that program. And then of those, which ones uh, have the requirements that fit what you have. So those that have a requirement of uh, a GPA that is equivalent to yours or lower, uh, and that's how you do it. So it's all about
All
starting
right, wait.
from. Oh,
There's the rest of the question though. Maybe you want to read it.
yeah. So I am a zoology graduate with a 72.96 percentage and IELTS 6.5, and contributed 7 to 8 butterflies. First
Yeah,
time to state and
I don't know.
country is a good profile for funded scholarships. I'm not sure what 7 to 8 butterflies means. I think something is lost in the translation.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it autocorrect? It is. Is it something in your own country, perhaps?
yeah, that is
First sentence. Yeah.
probably it.
I
I mean,
hoped you'd have an idea about what that means.
not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the GPA is an equivalent to a C, which is generally um not enough to get a fully funded scholarship. I think you probably would want to sit for uh, a standardized exam in order to solidify your GPA. Maybe uh, you had some extenuating circumstances, uh, and the GPA doesn't really reflect your real level. So if you think that, you might want to uh, go for a standardized exam and add it with your application. Um, strong letters of recommendation go a long way, and I have seen a lot of students with low GPAs get scholarships just because their recommendations were that good. If you have any work experience relating to your subject, that's a plus
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
it's
That's
not always about GPA. Sorry.
yeah. That's. I think that's what they're saying. Butterflies first time discovered in my country and state. So zoology. Of course, we
Oh,
didn't connect the dots here. We failed the
yeah,
dots
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think that I'm sorry I interrupted you because I think that kind of counts as work experience that you were just mentioning.
Yeah. Yeah, so any kind of uh, real concrete thing in the real world that you contributed to in relation to your subject is really important when it comes to scholarships. They're not really looking for theoretical knowledge exclusively, but they want to give scholarships to people who are ready to make change in the real world. And people who have already done so would
Mhm.
have a significant edge over a lot of applicants. So I would say that counts for a lot. And in your personal statement, you need to emphasize that you need to get really good letters of recommendation of people who supervised you or who have uh, been in the know about uh, the butterflies, for example, or anything that is related to your subject that is of significance. So you might want to leverage all of those. Even if your GPA is low, there's a high chance that you get a scholarship just because of other factors.
Yeah, okay. And as you can see, while then, for example, I was going through like universities that offer graduate assistantships and then looking at their programs. For example, I think it was this one, Eastern Michigan University. They offer zoology as an undergraduate program, but not a graduate program. Next, I'm working with Butterfly Society as district coordinator voluntarily. Yeah, I think that also very much counts as what Ayman mentioned. Thank you very much, Ayman. Farhan asks, with 3.04 GPA, can I get a fully funded scholarship for engineering? So I don't really have a very good grasp on like what GPAs mean in this specific situation. So I'm just gonna defer to you, Ayman. What do you think?
Yeah, so as I was just mentioning, GPA is just one little part of the process. It's not everything. So it's not
Mhm.
just because you have a 4.0 GPA, you'll be necessarily getting a scholarship. Um, that's not how it works. There are a lot of things that are taken into consideration, and one of them is who you are as an applicant, and that is expressed in your personal letter, that is expressed in your essays, and that is what the people who wrote your letters of recommendation say about you. So this is a tiny, tiny portion of the selection process. Yes, the GPA sometimes tell the selection committee that um, you are fit for the degree, but most of the time it doesn't really tell much about you as a person. So the most, uh, I think the thing they care about the most is you showing leadership qualities, um, as well as initiative of any kind. So if you're applying to study in South Korea and you already speak Korean and you've already made the effort to speak Korean and you self-taught yourself, you're giving yourself an edge over everyone else because you're already showing them that you're ready to be part of the culture, part of the country, and that goes a long way. And that would be, at least as far as I'm concerned, more important than your GPA.
Okay, thank you very much. So Max asks, if I missed the application deadline, is there any way to get into the university by emailing them or something? I would say probably, in my opinion, I guess not, but let's just ask Ayman. Ayman, what do you think?
Yeah, so if the deadline is passed, it's passed. Then there is nothing you can do about it unless the university just decides that they want to extend it.
Yeah.
And that sometimes happens. Um, but most of the time it does not. So you'll just have to wait for next year, unfortunately, or apply to another university uh, that is still open. So the, the deadline is a deadline for a reason.
Yeah, maybe like if in a very minor chance there might be an exception, maybe like the deadline is extended or the deadline is kind of could be different for different applicants. Maybe you can look into that. I mean, in the slightest hope, I guess. Okay, so guys, this was our live stream. We're gonna kind of end it here. If you have any other questions, just feel free to ask them right now in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna end the live stream. We're at the end. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. I'm just gonna give you a couple, like a minute to type down your questions if you have any. If you're watching this, is there any country that start class soon? What? Do you mean? I mean, I think it's pretty kind of the same overall. There are some countries that are open for application. Is that if that's what you mean? Some countries that has more universities. I think a lot of not a lot of but quite a number of German universities are accepting applications, but usually like those are not. Uh, I mean, at any given point, there will be a lot of countries that have universities accepting applications for specific programs. Uh, I mean, what do you make of this question?
Yeah, I'm not sure what star class suit means in terms of. I would say that most of Europe right now, and even in the US, this is the end of the year rather than the beginning. So there will be a short period of nothing because
Mhm.
it's summer, then admissions start again. In most countries, I think around July, August. Well, this is mostly for bachelors because for masters, uh, applications are open all the time. They're rolling admission, so you can apply whenever you want. It's just that the admission would be at specific times of the year. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so if for bachelors it's more strict and the applications start around July, August. Um, but for masters, it's most of the time rolling admission, so you can apply whenever you want.
Okay, thank you very much. Wild 10, you're very welcome. We'll be here next week. If you have any questions, you can also leave them in our comment section. Sometimes we can answer them, sometimes we cannot. But in any case, yep, I want to also made a checklist of butterflies or the first month. District loved your live stream. Wait for your next live. Yep, it's great to see you here, and thank you very much for joining in. We'll be also here next Friday at the same hour. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask them in our comment section, or you can wait until our next live stream. Also, if you're interested, you can just like vote on our polls as well. That kind of, I think this week I'm gonna try to find out whether you guys are more interested in scholarships for bachelor's or graduate programs. So yeah, like if you can have a moment to just vote in the polls, it will be better for all of us. Like we can make more content that is more interesting for you. So yeah. Again, and thank you very much for everyone for joining in. Thank you, Ayman, for coming here and answering our questions.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and all right then, everyone. See you next Friday, and have a nice week. Bye.